You would not face this.
We were called and told us, if you testify,
they would kill our families. I said, you already have.
The mosque was burning. And when I begged the police to call for help,
they laughed and pushed me into the mob.
We were told help would come. They sent no help. They sent a mob and stood there and laughed as we watched our loved ones getting butchered.
I had 10 ambulances ready to go to the mansion because I personally received a call. The police blocked the ambulances and wouldn't allow us to help. One of the officers asked me, "Aren't you a Hindu?"
and what did you say?
I said, "Yes, I'm a Hindu, but today I'm ashamed to call myself one."
I loved watching my daughter laugh. And then before my own eyes, they did these horrible things to her. They put knives into her private parts and they laughed. They laughed. Ya Allah.
the Parishad showed up the day before to our house and says, we have to dig 4 graves in our yard. The next day, they showed up with 4 truckloads of dead bodies. Right to my house. 4 truckloads.
They pushed hundreds of people in the well, filled it with kerosene, and then set them on fire.
And what happened during the criminal pre-trial?
All 7 men were acquitted.
And how did the acquittals come about?
The prosecutor was a member of the ruling party and also had been charged with 8 accounts of murder himself.
As a resident of this area, I can honestly say that the policemen did a fine job, working absolutely around the clock to provide security to the people.
And who asked you to come here and testify today?
The policeman from my area.
Your name, please?
Shahnaz Cyrus Pitawala.
Can you please describe for us the events that occurred on the day of 28th of February?
The police announced on the loudspeaker that we were safe and everything was under control.
And?
As soon as the police left, a huge mob broke into our society. How many? 5,000 to 10,000 people.
What? Did she actually sit and count the people?
They were coming from all directions and it was impossible to go anywhere. We could not defend ourselves. We had no weapons. We were middle-class families depending on the police to protect us. And they did not do that.
So now the police is involved?
Yes. Sitting right here is Shankar, a police officer and my husband's friend. He himself attacked us and tried to kill us just because we were not Hindus. There was madness everywhere. Doors that my children could walk through without knocking were shut on us. I begged and I screamed. I requested them to take my children in, to protect them. But the doors remained closed. Then what happened? I lost my son.
And how did you escape?
We ran from there, but no place was safe.
And this was occurring outside your society?
It was all over the place, the whole city. Even the fields we went to hide in were not safe. They were pulling out people and killing them. They stripped the men naked and cut them to pieces. Women were being raped of all ages. Old, young, even the little ones. They were cutting their breast, throwing it around. They didn't spare the unborn children. How was I to leave Dilshad alone in all this? Go and look for Farzan. I lost my boy.
Your son is your responsibility.
Don't talk to me about my responsibility. It was the government's responsibility to see to it that our families were safe and secure. But they did not do that. They failed to do that.
Their family has been compensated. अब क्या चाहिए?
What compensation are you talking about? Can money bring back those who we have lost? We are not talking table, chair and furniture. We are talking people. We are talking our lives, our loved ones. And money cannot buy that. No matter how hard we try to never be the same again. My family is strangled to a point where we have lost the ability to communicate with each other. My husband runs like a madman searching from street to street. Every time he's called to identify a body, he hopes it's not our son. Yet he wants to find him in some form. Every day Dilshad is waiting for her brother to come back. She smiles because she knows I want her to be happy. Not because she is happy. She's never going to forget what she has seen all her life. The screaming, she has to live with that. For the rest of her life, she will be fighting the demons of what she has witnessed. All I wanted was to love and protect my children and be with them for the rest of my life. Now what time is gone. I don't even know where he is. He's only 10 years old. He's fading away from my life. And I don't want to live with his memories and pictures. I want him. I want to hold my son. I want to feed him. I want to scold him when he does mistakes at school. I want to hold him so tight that he's never lost again. My son has to come back wherever he is. No matter how long it takes, I'll wait. I'll wait.
Just over 2 years after the Human Rights Commission's first hearings, the ruling central government of India was voted out of power. Cyrus is still searching for Parzan, and surely will never stop. As for me, I plan to turn my thesis into a book about a world where the buildings are made of chocolates, the mountains made of ice cream, and no one's killing each other over religion. I'll call this book Parzania.